can be so bizarre.
Guys, today I'm going to make a remix of Martin Garrix and Madonna's song called Bizarre. It's a good track, but I feel it needs a bit more energy for the festivals and clubs. By the way, if you didn't know, now this channel is Wildcrow Studio and is only for production, and my music is in my other channel called Wildcrow. You can find my remix and download it for free right there. The first thing we need to do is to get the vocals of this track. Just click here, extract a stem from sample, vocals, and I'm also gonna choose bass. I will explain why later, and click on extract. Now we have here the vocals, already chopped some parts and adjusted the volumes and so. And here we have the bass. Why we want this bass? I'm not going to use this bass in my track, but what I want to know is the notes of the bass. So I'm going to put this filter in the master, and now I can use G-Tune, Tuner, or whatever plugin you have to know the notes. G, F, D sharp, F. Also this way you can know the key if you don't know it. And the first thing I want for this track is a really strong kick. I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to do some changes. Oh, by the way, I put the tempo at 132 because I want it quite fast and with energy. The first thing is to put this volume shaper to make the kick a bit shorter to give more space to the bass. Just cutting a little bit there. Now this kick is good, but I want a bit more attack. So I'm going to take this kick that I like the top of it, just make it shorter and put it on top of every kick. To make sure it doesn't clash with the other kick in the low end, I just low cut it and increase a bit here to give that warmth on the attack. Without and with. Adds a bit extra attack. Finally, I'm adding a snapback to add a bit of transient. And finally, this EQ, increasing a bit the low end and clean the mids. So we went from this, and now we have this. But of course, just the kick, I want more drums. And for the second part, I'm going to add this. Now let's add a strong, fat bass line. For this, I'm going to use several layers. First of all, this one. Really plucky with a lot of bass. Then we have this. A bit wider with a bit more attack and more kind of angriness. And then this one. More for the mid-highs and on the sides. The processing is going to be quite simple. The first layer is just the sub bass. I decrease a little bit because it was way too loud. With a strong sidechain, where I decided to use both kickstart and volume shaper because I started with this one and then I liked it and then just added another one for the lower part so it doesn't clash with the kick. Then we have this one where I'm cutting all the low end to give a space to the first layer and reducing a little bit here only on the mids, well, in stereo and in mids at the same time. And finally on the third one, I have also low cut, cleaning the mids, then decapitator to make it a bit stronger, distorted, and finally another EQ because the distortion can add some low end, so I cut this and then clean it a little bit after the distortion. So it was like this, and now it's like this. A bit more destroyed. Then these three layers go to one bus where I have some saturation only on the highs, on the lows I don't have it. And what I wanted is to increase the brightness but on the side. So what I did is saturate this part, but as you can see it's on mid-side mode. You can change it here, left, right, mid-side, and increase this one, the out circle, increase it to the right so it's more on the sides, but it's just 35%, but difference like this. Okay, but something super important, this is a bit technical, but if you want a really fat low end, you need to make sure that the kick and the bass are in phase. To do this, I put again this filter in the master, around 80 Hz, something like this. Then I put shaper box and put the oscilloscope, and put this on 1/4. And now what I'm going to see is this. And as you can see, the waveform needs to go smooth and natural, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then here, it does something weird. There's something going on here. So what I do is first, I solo the kick and check what happens here. Here, the kick is going down. What happens with the bass? In this part, is going up, as you can see. So they are cancelling each other out. What can we do? Well, in this case, I have three layers, one for the low end and one for the mids. I don't need to touch the mids because this is only the low end. I can reverse the polarity of the bass. You can go on serum, and if you have only one oscillator, you can change the phase here, or you can change the phase of both or whatever. Or in FL Studio, you can just go and click here, and this will invert the polarity of the phase. So this was before, going up, and now boom, it goes down. So it goes down exactly where the kick goes down, or almost exactly. And now As you can see, the curve is natural. And don't worry if it's moving, it's natural. Here you also have information of the mids and blah, blah, blah. It's normal. Let's continue. I want the drop to start really heavy, like something like this. So simple, just this step and this one that I made myself. Some EQ cutting the lows, a bit of saturation to make it a bit fatter, of course reverb, OTT to make it a bit fatter, but also increasing the upward. So what we do is we glue more the dry signal with the reverb, so the reverb stands out more. Last EQ, cutting the low end and making sure all this part is not in the sides, and a bit of dynamic EQ to clean it a bit more. Limiting, and of course sidechain. So now we covered this part here, but what happens with this part here? We need something else. So I think some melodic techno, tech house stabs like pom pom could be good. So I decided to add this. Nothing crazy, just this preset that actually this preset is the same one as the stab, one of the two layers of the stab. But here we have this macro that I'm going to control. The first one I'm going to have it normal. The second one is going to go from down to up. That basically when it's down it's like more open. So it makes more like cow. Okay, third one is also flat. And then this one is like. So try to touch these macros, they help a lot to make the song more interesting. But also I'm going to use the fruity balance. I'm going to use the left-right knob here. So this first one is going to be in the left and the second one on the right. So this way I add even more movement. As this can be a bit flat or static, I'm going to add an ARP. To be honest, I just found this preset. I don't even know if I touched anything. I like the rhythm. And I'm also going to use a fruity balance to make it go left and right. So this way it's not the same thing over and over. Now I'm going to make the melody, and for this you can do several things. You can just listen and try to replicate, you know, try different notes and blah blah. Or sometimes what you can do is go to YouTube and put like, in this case, Martin Garrix Bizarre MIDI or melody or something like this, and probably you're gonna find it. In this case the melody is so simple. Just like this, it repeats 3 times, and in the fourth what it does is it doesn't have this one, and it's like this one is here and longer. It has another melody later, but I prefer to use this one. For the melody I'm going to use this preset that I'm going to move throughout the song by opening the cutoff. Not that much. But something like this, so it ends up being, instead of a plug, more kind of a lead. But first it's going to be kind of in the background, and then when I put it like the main thing, I'm going to add, apart from opening the cutoff, I'm going to add more layers. But this one has a cool thing, and it's this, the layer, that is controlling the second oscillator that has 1 octave higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have different parts on the drop, and one is going to be like this, and the other one is going to be like this. So I make it like a bit more epic and keeps going up and so. Then for the build-up, I'm going to have all of this. Let's go step by step and let me explain everything. I'm going to have this Reese bass. Actually, this bass is going to be the break bass. That is actually the main bass of the drop, the one that has the low end. But then in the build-up, what I'm going to do is to keep that one, but I want to make it go up. The problem is that this preset is plucky, and when it plays, opens and closes the cutoff every time. And if I just played one, then it doesn't sound anymore, okay? So I needed to adjust it a little bit, and what I did was to open a bit more this cutoff here, so it keeps a bit of the note, and then just control this pitch to pitch it up. This way when it starts, it has the same touch and the same kind of sound as the break bass, but then we can keep it longer. It goes up. Oh yeah, also this automation is for the bass, so it filters. Together with that, we have the snares, just rolling the snares. But what I like to do with the snares is first, I open the sound, and here you have this, the volume, and the mod X is like a filter. So I just use this to automate it really fast, and what I do is I make it go up in volume and opening the filter. And then just some effects. To start the build-up, we have these 3. And then to make it go up, we have these 4. I like to have these short ones at the end to give that extra take the difference. And then we have the fill that I made myself. As you can see by the names, there are 4 different things. In my opinion, you should try to make your fills this way. We have this one. Then we have this gunshot that I had to cut to fit in the tempo better. And then I decided to add this snare that is really distorted to add that extra energy to the shot. And just like this, I have this fill. Then in terms of the production, the arrangement and so, it's just moving things here and there, you know. I started the song with the drums and the break bass, the arp and so. Here I have the build up, then we start the drop. And I want the first drop to be a bit more angry, kind of, without the melody, as you can see. Here I decided to make a bridge where you can start hearing the melody. Sorry, it's down here. I'm gonna put it higher. Okay, then a break with the wrist bass. Another build up, blah blah, and then the drop with the melody. So it starts like this, then opens more, and we have the other layers. And then at the third part, we add the extra layer on top. Just like this. Here also we have a bass progression. But it's just arrangement things and production decisions, not a lot more. But what I did is on the vocal, I did several things. We have the normal vocal that I showed you at the beginning.
Movie star, deep blue eyes.
But I decided to put another one octave lower. To add another touch in some parts. And then I did a vocal bed out of this vocal. And to do this is really simple. You just need to add the vocal on Edison. Now what we're going to do is to reverse it, Alt left, and we're going to click Ctrl B to add the blur. Here you adjust it to your taste and it makes it like really wet. And now we reverse it again, okay? And just drag it here. Why we want to reverse it first and then reverse it again? Because this way in parts like this one that there's not a lot going on or empty parts, we're going to have a reverse swell of the next one, of this one here. You know, so it's
deep blue,
deep. So we're going to have here a deep river, like deep blue eyes, you know, and we put it really quiet.
Movie star, deep blue eyes.
And add some ambience to it. And guys, just like this, the song is finished. I'm going to play a bit of this, but if you want to listen to the full track, down below in the description, down below in the comments is the link to the other channel. You can go listen and download. And if you play it in your DJ sets, tag me on Instagram or whatever. By the way, we could try to reach Martin Garrix with this one. Don't you think? I think he's gonna like it to play it in his sets.
Roll up the coffee for us, but you won't share it. I guess you're threatened by me. You wanna get it. The little things that you get, that baby won't you. The fire is so intense. Who knew love can be so bizarre?